Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of the Paris Corner magazine and what it's doing. My name is CeeChronicles and I post fragrance related content on this platform. If you're new, please consider subscribing and joining the family. It costs absolutely nothing but helps with the growth of the channel. Also remember to hit the like and share button, as those is also helpful in ensuring that this video then is seen by a lot of people. Now if you're returning, thank you so much guys for coming back. I'm going to presume that this could be a standalone or it's going to be a fragrance that's perhaps drawing inspiration of some of those Frederic Malle fragrances. Okay, something like The Promise or something like that, but that do not take my word for, because I've never smelled this fragrance. So we are not in luck when it comes to these three or four, okay, the musk ones, the musk fragrances from the House of Paris Corner. These ones, when I say musk, I'm talking about the murky ones, like the purple one, the green one, and those at the bottom. There was a time in the Middle Eastern fragrance industry when they gave us musk perfume. Okay, so one was called Twilight Shadow, and then there was Tranquil Night, and the other one was Misty Dawn. So if you have these, let others know in the comment section how they vibed. Then Paris Corner gave us Minia, okay, the regular Minia. This one drew inspiration off that Sol de Janeiro Seriosa 62, very caramel forward sticky scent. Lists the notes of pistachio, almond, jasmine, heliotrope, blah blah blah, and salted caramel. So that's what the Minia, the original Minia, is going to be doing. He went on to give us this one, still have it, Minia Caramel Dulce. Now the reason why I do have this one is I honestly do not know who would want to smell like this or wear this. It's got a popcorn note that's quite annoying, and I noticed that when it comes to comparison, some people are comparing this one with Delzura, a Cirque du Soleil clone, but because I've had the two, I would say that Delzura was better to my nose. In fact, I let it go with a heavy heart, when somebody wanted it from my collection. This is just one of those popcorn heavy scented buttery biscuity scents that I really don't know where to wear. And then they gave us this other Minia. This is the Minia Coco Lush. Of the three Minias, I would say this was the more wearable one. To me, I liked this one. I had no problem with it, maybe because I like Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. So this Coco Lush was inspired by Thank You Next. And then we had the Ophidian line. I still have them. I did say that I'm going to be showing you some of the ones that I have. This one has got a faulty top, where the base gets stuck, but the juice is not bad. First one on the book is Sweet Surrender, inspired by this one. Okay, so if you were looking for something on the sticky sweet side with some chocolate and that pink pepper and a little bit of some zestiness, but not so much, from the orange, then you could perhaps look into purchasing this one, but it's very similar to Ailish. And then we had Black Cherry. Black Cherry is in the same vein, guys, as Love First Burning Cherry, but there's going to be some that will find it very similar to Lost Cherry, the other flankers to the Lost Cherry, cherry smoke and stuff. So basically, if you know that DNA, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So Black Cherry from the Ophidian line is mostly around the Lost Cherry scent profile. Then we got Mango Bliss. This is similar to that God of Fire in a way. Okay, in a way, I actually like this one. Okay, and I think you can see for yourself. Though the top is loose, I still have it in my collection. I like how they did their mango. I like how flowy it is, and I like how it macerates. So very similar to God of Fire. And then next up, they gave us the Perseveron line. And for now, we just have two. Okay, the regular Perseveron, the one in the brown. This one is almost in the same vein as Altair. If you love Altair, you're going to love that. I decluttered mine because I didn't need another take to Altair. However, I still do have my Fig Hug, okay, of the Perseveron line. This one is a fusion, or feels like Aqua de Parma's Mediterranean Blue, as well as Fig Okay, it's from Bond to Stand Out, if you know the fig one I'm talking about. So it's a fusion of both, guys, but we could say it's a standalone because it kind of is a twist, you know, to both those fragrances. Perseveron Fig Hug. Then we got the Prodigy line. I still do have this one. There is the regular Prodigy, which is this one. Absolutely love the regular Prodigy, similar or at least in the same vein as Alexandra II by Zodiac. And then the second Prodigy is the Noir one, okay? Prodigy Noir, which is this one. I've seen some comparisons of this one to Minia by Fragrance Du Bois, but I have also seen comparisons of this to Changing Constance by Penhaligon's, and I've tried the two, and I think yes, there is a little bit of some if you love Minuit Demi. I did feature the Minuit Demi on my second channel where I post some non-Middle Eastern fragrances. I did feature that. Yes, I do get a little bit of some similarities, but to me, the Prodigy Noir is very close to Changing Constance, you know, and I do have the fragrance in my collection. Kawafi, we came with Kawafi here. This, I believe, is a standalone. It's a fruity, woody scent. The top notes of it are juniper, and it has pineapple and saffron, and the meat is cardamom and cedarwood, and the base is vanilla and oud. It's a fruity, woody, oudy scent, a bit in similar to Oud for Greatness, but not quite. It packs a punch on the fruitiness, you know, than anything else. Then I gave you Kissa Blue. When I came with Kissa Blue, I didn't know whether it was an inspiration or not. I still do not know whether it is an inspiration or not, but there are so many votes that says this one is similar to the Montello Soleil, the Capri. I haven't put my nose on that fragrance, so I do not know, but on its own, it's a pretty enjoyable scent from the Kissa line. And then they gave us this Kissa Delicious. Okay, Kissa Delicious, I decluttered because I found this one similar to Sabrina Carpenter's Sweet Tooth. And then another Kissa that we got is the pink one. This one kind of feels like Yara that we have been given by Latafa, a strawberry floral musky scent. And then the latest Kissa is the Gala. This they were trying to recreate that Huda Beauty bake something. Okay, that's what this one smells like. I actually do have it. Let me see. Okay, Easy Bake by Huda Beauty is how this particular Kissa smells like. So if you're looking for a makeup-y fragrance, powdery scent, then yes, Kissa Gala is gonna do. It's ylang gardenia at the top, the violet leaf and almonds. The violet leaf and almonds are the ones that weigh in there as powdery, and then it has to have the musk, but also has the tuberose and coconut and plum. But to me, it's a very powdery scent. This Kissa Gala. Now, if you're looking for something that's going to remind you of Chloe Le de Parfum, then Paris Corner has this particular fragrance called Rose Petals of their Reham collection. This collection, I believe, is still in the making, unless I missed it. I haven't seen this one in stores, but I remember smelling this. It was very similar to that Chloe Le de Parfum. In Vanilla Mood is a fragrance you're gonna like if you love that Tom Ford vanilla. Okay, if you love that one, you're going to love this one. We're censoring that for, you know, the youngsters who may be watching. So this is going to be in the same DNA as that. And then we have Wild Mineral. Okay, Wild Mineral seems to borrow a little bit from Valentino Olmo, you know, the mains Valentino born in Roma, the Olmo one. There is some similarities to this, you know, fragrance. Is called Oud Mineral. Okay, let's see what we have next. Tuskin Wowie. This I was so happy to smell. I still have in my collection. It's still special to my nose. I love it. It's been said to share a lot of similarities with Roger's Lost in Paris, and I guess that's why I felt it was a very nice scent. The Tuskin line is beautiful, but of the Tuskin fragrances, the Wowie one is right there. It does smell amazing. And then we have these for those who may be looking at purchasing something for Valentine's, right? Paris Corner has given us miniatures. I believe these ones are 15 ml each, okay? And that's the line I'm about to talk about here and tell you what is doing what. The first one being Caramel Cascade. Similarities to Bianco Latte, okay? If you're looking for that scent profile, you're gonna get it in this, although it's a little bit vanilla heavy, this one, or toasty vanilla, okay? And then the Tuskin de Latte Divina is the one that shares similarities with that Liquids Imaginaires Blanche Betty. The Marina has had some people compare it to L'Impératrice, but it is just a fruity, summery scent. And then this one had a lot of people expecting it to be similar to Tom Ford because it does list the peach and the blood orange. So people thought it was going to be similar to Tom Ford's Bitter Peach. However, it's doing its own thing. It's an independent creation. Then we have Rifaqaat. Okay, Rifaqaat you can get as well in a miniature, okay, from Paris Corner. However, the full-size bottle is this, and it smells very similar to Baby Cat by YSL. So some of these miniatures, if you're looking for something to purchase, you know, for Valentine's, are going to be great. And while I'm at it, I'm going to recommend Proud Mary as well. If you're looking for something unisex, a free floral scent, if you're looking for something that's going to be value in terms of size, this is 120 ml. If you're looking for longevity, you're going to get it in Proud Mary because it's an extrait de parfum. This is my creation, my nose to yours. It's available on www.macedonperfumes.com. I also have it linked right here on YouTube. On either side, you're going to see a pop-up, you know, as I make this video. And if you go in the comment section, the store is there. You can purchase it right here on YouTube. You can purchase it directly on our TikTok store. You can purchase it on Instagram. Just remember to use the code C15 at checkout for an added discount. Then they gave us Rifaqaat Adon. Okay, Rifaqaat Adon. Just by the look of this bottle, this looks like an intense version of that. I haven't put this one to my nose. However, it has been said to smell a lot like Tuxedo. Now, Tuxedo by YSL to me does not smell like Baby Cat. So I guess it's doing its own thing, right? In terms of, it's not a continuation or an intense version. But if you had the two, they do not smell the same. Tuxedo is more of a fruity, slightly woody, you know, even unisex scent to an extent, okay? And then we have the Zodiac line, starting with the gray one that says Zodiac. Lot of similarities with this one to Blue Talisman by Ex Nihilo. So if you like that, you're going to like that. Then we have Lunaries. Lunaries is a darker, intense, woody, even oody scent, almost similar to Oud Cadenza by Maison Crivelli. It's gonna share some similarities. Not a favorite of mine. I actually do have it somewhere here. Well, if I didn't bring it, I didn't bring it. I do have it, but I do not really like it that much. You know, I thought I was going to like it because it says Lunaries and I'm a Scorpio. So I thought, oh, okay, by Lunaries, they're talking dark. So this is probably going to be a fragrance that I like, but no, I do not like it. And when I do not like a fragrance, sometimes I just pack it back in the box so that as soon as somebody says they like it, then I can just give it to them. Soul Maries is another one that I do not like because of that mossy, aquatic, algae note that they recreated in this. Okay, it does list a note of ginger, salt. Now look at this, just listen to the notes: ginger, salt, okay, aquatic, algae, vetiver, cedar wood, and oak moss. It just spells to me disaster. Okay, disaster, because it's the combination of these can sometimes interpret as salivary, if you know what I mean, and it's just a sort of like a put off thing, you know, to me. And sometimes it's just a push and pull with the recreation of that green note being super intense. There have been some people saying this one is similar to that Isemiyaki Le Cell de C, I think.
What?
But I haven't had that no fragrance to my nose, so I don't know. And then they gave us Stratos. Okay, this line in general, I do not think went viral. Well, I managed to get 3. The Blue Talisman clone, which is the plain Zodiac one, and then I got the Soul Maries and the Lunaries. And then we got the Rua line, the Radiant Roses. I wouldn't say is a clone per se to Fleur Majesty by Kawi, because that one came after, unless I'm mistaken. It came after. I remember receiving this one before the Kawi one came out, but when I smelled the Kawi one in store, it reminded me a lot of this. But I do not think this one was inspired by Fleur Majesty, because Fleur Majesty was second. It came after this one. Regular Rua smells a lot like Delina exclusive, guys, and we're not gonna go on and on. We're gonna wrap it at this Zahi. Zahi was a pleasant surprise. I still owe myself a full bottle. I got a decant of Haiji scent. If you want to support Haiji scent, you can. They do decants to some of these fragrances. However, if you want to purchase directly, you know, from one of the distributors of Paris Corner, then you can purchase off Aroma Concepts. Okay, if you put Aroma Concepts, they sell Paris Corners. This one has been likened to Casablanca. Okay, Casablanca by Swiss Arabian, but truly speaking, I cannot wear Casablanca the whole day. I have it here. I don't know if you can see it. I have Casablanca right there. It's still up there. I've just used a little bit of it because to me, it's very, very heavy in that caramel note, very sticky. And it's one of those that I'm going to disagree that this one is inspired by that. This Zahi is probably a standalone because I do not get the heaviness of the caramel or anything like that. And now that I'm checking out the notes, I think I'm right. It doesn't list caramel, but there has been comparisons of Zahi to Casablanca by Swiss Arabian. I'm gonna say buy this one if you love fruity scented fragrances with that pear and apple, especially at the top there, making it very jammy to an extent, and then it gets into the jasmine, rose and vanilla, which are at the mid. Has the patchouli, but it's not too much. It's not as heavy on the patchouli as the Casablanca, and that's why I say this one is probably a standalone. So we're gonna wrap it at this one, guys, so that I do not bore you silly. And for those who may be looking forward to the next pages, we're getting closer and closer to some of the fragrances that are little known and the upcoming ones. So stay tuned to part 3 of the Paris Corner creations and what I think about them. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one, and remember, guys, the smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.